Hello guys, it's Debbie. It's time. I've got a brand new location. 10510 Airline Highway, Baton Rouge, next to After 5 Tuxedos. We have the perfect spot to get all your wedding and formal wear needs. Come see our one-of-a-kind name brand and get great prices. With 30 years experience, the best customer service anywhere. It's Debbie's Bridal, Airline Highway, Baton Rouge. See you soon.
At the Team Automotive Group, we're offering you the Team Guarantee on new and used vehicles. Included with every new vehicle is a lifetime limited powertrain warranty. And now, get a 90-day warranty on the purchase of a pre-owned vehicle. Get the Team Guarantee at every location of the Team Automotive Group.
Visit Treads & Care Tire Company's new location on Hooper Road in Central. Locally owned for over 50 years, Treads & Care is known for quality automotive repair and top-notch customer service.
I'd like to invite you to come out and see us at our new location in Central.
No one can stop me when I taste the feeling. Nothing could ever bring me down. Nothing could ever bring me down. Taste the feeling.
Start today's show.
This one works.
With Louisiana news and the fact that maybe good help is hard to find. Okay, I'll take this one. You can take that one. And now that's literally a mic drop. Oh yeah, I hear the difference now. Thank you kindly, sir. Thank you. We start today's show talking about the fact that maybe there's hope for us after all. The recent, quote, takeover of the streets in New Orleans by individuals with no regard for human life, public safety, or themselves, for that matter, has generated, according to Crime Stoppers in New Orleans, more calls and tips than anything in recent memory. According to Darlene Cassanza with Crime Stoppers, quote, we're getting names, videos, Instagram posts, and we're being able to follow the people who were the organizers. She goes on to say that this crime was witnessed by so many people, and many of them now have decided, the public, to put their foot down, quote, which is a good thing because we want that outrage coming from the community. The NOPD, as many law enforcement agencies are in our state and in our nation, are undermanned at this point. And they understand, do the criminals, that resources, as scarce as they are, there's a distinct possibility they will get away with what they try to get away with. But the public now is demanding better. And I got to tip my hat to the folks in New Orleans that have called Crime Stoppers, offering tips, offering information to try and get these folks off the street. I only hope that when they have definitive proof that they will perp walk these folks. Put them out there, let everybody see it, if possible, swiftly work on legislation to impound vehicles of those involved and throw the book at them with every page in that puppy before all is said and done. We've got to send a message, y'all, that this sort of behavior will not be tolerated. The public is speaking. I just ask that you continue to do so. You never know what happens till you get involved. Meanwhile, speaking of sad stories involving driving and Louisiana, a 16-year-old is dead today after being involved in a high-speed chase in a, wait for it, stolen vehicle running from police with an 18-year-old at the wheel. According to state police, the chase unfolded, get this, 2:30 in the morning on Tuesday. Karen Crow police tried to stop the vehicle, a 2019 Ford Explorer, driving with no taillights. When the driver refused to stop, a high-speed chase ensued. The SUV eventually ran off the road and flipped before coming to a stop in the parking lot of the Karen Crow Community Center. The driver, 18-year-old Jamari Tillman of Morgan City, was taken to the hospital. George Desmond of Lafayette, a 16-year-old passenger in the vehicle, died at the scene. This story is tragic on so many levels. What in God's name, first of all, is a 16-year-old doing out at 2:30 in the morning, a passenger in a stolen car? And, of course, as the case typically is, commit a traffic infraction, then decide to run from the police, and now a 16-year-old is dead. I will be the first to acknowledge I have no knowledge whatsoever about the home life of that 16-year-old. But it begs the question, what kind of supervision was taking place where 2:30 in the morning you're out riding in a stolen vehicle? I don't know what the parental situation is there, but what we do know is that a 16-year-old is now dead after running from police in a stolen vehicle. And it gets worse. A second arrest has now been made regarding the shooting that took place on Southeastern Louisiana University's campus following a graduation. A, wait for it, 15-year-old now arrested in connection with that case. Folks, our young people are speaking to us. In no uncertain terms, they are speaking to us. The problem is not, obviously, that they're not speaking. The problem is, obviously, we're not listening. Not only are we not listening to what our kids are telling us, we're also making it easier for them to become involved in things that have no good outcome forecast. It's as plain as the day is long, y'all. Of course, now, you've probably heard the old adage, everything is relative. So I guess, and y'all please accept this in the spirit that it's given, I guess it could be worse. It could be Florida. This case out of Florida is, you talk about a story being wrong on so many different levels. This one is probably in the top 5 all time. The Orlando Police Department says a woman gets into a fight on Memorial Day outside her apartment complex. Her 10-year-old child, female, is with the mother as the fight ensues. The mother then hands a bag to her 10-year-old daughter. Daughter opens the bag. There's a handgun inside. The 10-year-old girl then pulls the gun out of the bag, points it at the woman who was fighting her mom, and fires twice, killing her at the scene. 10 years old. Now listen, I get it. Clarence, if somebody was beating up my mama, I might have done the same thing. Well, I would imagine in the first place, your mama would not be walking around with you as a 10-year-old with a freaking gun in a bag. And certainly, I would like to think your mom would have more sense than to hand the bag to a 10-year-old. And of course, you have to ask yourself, 10-year-old girl apparently has not been taught anything about the sanctity of life, but she knows how to pull a trigger. 10 years old. When are we going to start listening, y'all? When a simple fist fight results in a 10-year-old murdering a 41-year-old woman, we've got some problems, y'all, and we better address them real soon. Just saying. First break of today's show. We'll get this done, come back and talk more with you, right where you've got it, on today's edition of the Clarence Bug Show, only on the Pelican. Stay close.
Hi, I'm Bobby Yarborough with Manda Fine Meats. Here at Manda, we know what the folks of South Louisiana love. They love great flavored smoked sausage, delicious deli meats, and specialty items like boudin and andouille sausage. Manda Fine Meats has been providing these products since 1947. We produce them right here in Baton Rouge, so you know you're always getting the freshest product at your local grocery store. Manda Fine Meats. Taste the fresh local flavor in everything we make. Make it Manda every time.
Bolello's Furniture and Appliances, your dependable independent. Depend on us for service, for selection, for price. Get huge Whirlpool savings. Shop now and save on Whirlpool appliances throughout the store. Plus, experience our price match guarantee and ask about special financing.
You can depend on the know-how of people who live appliances every day.
Bolello's Furniture and Appliances, your dependable independent with nationwide buying power.
I owed the IRS $10,000.
The IRS garnished my wages.
They put a lien on my house.
I'm self-employed and didn't report all my income. They claim I owe a lot more than I do.
The IRS is the most powerful collection agency in the world. They do not give up until you pay.
I couldn't sleep. We were being audited. I called Tax Solutions Now, and a great big weight was lifted off my shoulders.
I called Tax Solutions Now, and they got the IRS off my back.
Tax Solutions Now had my wage garnishment lifted in 48 hours.
Tax Solutions Now can get you help. Our agents know the rules, can stop the pain, and get you the best deal.
Tax Solutions Now saved my business.
I qualified for the Fresh Start program. I paid less than I owed.
We connect you with a team of former IRS agents and tax professionals who get the IRS off your back. Time is running out. Call Tax Solutions now.
Call 800-778-4345. 800-778-4345.
The Mazda CX-50.
confident on and off-road performance and intelligently designed utility inside and out.
The all-new Mazda CX-50 has arrived and is on sale right now at Team Mazda on Airline.
Hi, gang. Clarence Bugs here, inviting you to come by Old School Barbecue, 10655 Coursey Boulevard, where we tape the show live every Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday at 11 o'clock. Come by and feast on news, sports, current events, love of God and country, and lots of common sense, along with some of the best barbecue anywhere on the planet. 10655 Coursey Boulevard, Old School Barbecue, home of the Clarence Bugs Show.
Live and play on the fairway at Greystone Golf and Country Club, a serene, challenging golf destination located in Denham Springs. For tee times and membership opportunities, go to GreystoneCountryClub.com.
Back to today's edition of the Clarence Bugs Show. In the first segment, we talked about a tip of the hat to the folks down in New Orleans for their response to the recent, quote, takeover of the streets by individuals from across, as best we can ascertain, South Louisiana. Sadly, here in the capital region, police announcing this week that their clearance rate for homicides is only 54%. Now, for the record, that number pretty much mirrors the national average. But until these numbers were released, if memory serves correct, the Capital Region Crime Stoppers program had one of, if not the highest homicide clearance rates in all of America. It typically was anywhere from mid to upper 60s in that regard. My fellow Americans, I cannot stress how important it is that we, once and for all, do away with what is the stupidest bunch of nonsense I've ever heard in my life. That is the no snitch mentality in our communities. When I say our communities, you know what I'm referring to. Fact of the matter is, it is the black community that's most impacted by crime. Fact of the matter is, it is black communities that suffer the most from crime. And it's also a fact of the matter that if we cooperate with law enforcement to get these people off our streets, it is the black community that will benefit the most. You don't have to be an Einstein. You don't have to be the brightest bulb in the chandelier to figure this one out, y'all. All you have to do is look in recent memory at the cities that have all jumped on the defund the police bandwagon and look at how their murder rates have skyrocketed. And this question is rhetorical. You don't have to answer because we already know the answer. The majority of those folks being murdered when crime skyrocketed, take a wild guess what color you think they are. When all is said and done, y'all, this is a problem we have to own. Pure and simple. We've got to own it. Because the fact of the matter is, and I know there are a lot of you watching right now that are saying, well, Clarence, I got a lot of white friends and they've never said this to me. Well, they probably never said it because they're afraid you're going to call them a racist, even though what they say is the God-honest truth. They'll never tell you. Well, we would love to help your community. We've got the resources, we've got the manpower, but the first time something happens that you don't agree with in the smallest of terms, you're going to pow, play the race card. I would rather just not even be bothered. I mean, it pains me that your community is seeing this level of death, carnage, destruction, but why should I go out of my way to help when the second I say something you don't agree with, say it the wrong way to the wrong person at the wrong time, then I've got to fight the race card or fight for my life. They won't tell you this, but if you're a thinking person, you know the reality of what I speak. Pure and simple, y'all. This is not rocket science, okay? This is not. It ain't that hard to figure out. English teachers, sorry, I didn't give you all the heads up in that regard. Well, it now seems like we're going to have to wait a little bit longer to find out what Louisiana Governor John Bel Edwards knew and when he knew it regarding the horrific beating death of Ronald Greene. The special session to deal with redrawing the state's congressional districts, according to individuals involved, would be too cumbersome on the process, meaning if we've got all our attention that we need to focus here, I guess that's too much to ask for them to do both at the same time. Personally, it's, I guess, and this is a bit of a stretch, but I guess I can see both sides, meaning as important an issue as this is now 3 years removed, it deserves full attention. But at the same time, it also begs the question, can't you do more than one thing at one time? Meaning, the bipartisan legislative committee looking into this will be there at the Capitol. Those working on the congressional reapportionment will be there at the Capitol. So why can't you do both? Regardless, we will have to wait until the 16th for Governor John Bel Edwards to testify before this committee. Meanwhile, we now find out, and I'm a little torn on this one right now. We found out this week that the district attorney that will be charged with the task of prosecuting this has now decided he wants to run for attorney general. Now listen, far be it from me to deny anybody the right to ascend up whatever career ladder they choose. L-A-D-D-E-R, not L-A-T-T-E-R. Far be it from me. But at the same time, as emotionally charged as this issue is, I would much rather that Mr. Belton wait until after this is settled, because again, to reference the legislature, let's see this thing run its course before you run for another office. Now listen, I get it. Elections are scheduled when they're scheduled. I get that. He has no control over that. But in an issue as emotionally charged with this one, not in any way, shape, or form to say that he ever would, but the appearance of political pressure should not be allowed to enter the equation. It shouldn't be there in any way, shape, or form. I will give Mr. Belton the benefit of the doubt that he is an honorable man. It is simply the appearance to the general public. I would have rathered, and of course, you know full well in Louisiana, with politics, you strike while the iron is hot. I get it. You're getting statewide exposure because of the situation, as horrendous as it is. If you do a great job, people all across the state will know your name. Makes it a whole lot easier for you to win a statewide elected position. I get all that. But after 3 years, y'all, of waiting to get to the truth of this matter, it says something to me that those involved say, well, we got the session going on, so we're going to have to push the governor's testimony back. But at the same time, you're also telling me, well, we need to give this our full, undivided attention. If you're running for statewide office, you can't do that. Can you? Just a question. Just a simple observation. Again, I am giving Mr. Belton the benefit of every doubt in the book. I am assuming, based on everything that I've heard, seen, or read, that he is an honorable man. Well, Clarence, if you think he's honorable, why don't you trust him? That's not the issue. The issue is transparency. And while we're talking about it, let's just be honest about this. If it were to happen, it would not, nor will it be the very last time that political pressure influenced something at the Capitol. Just saying. Marty off camera's doing like this. Yeah. It harkens back to the old adage, as I taught my daughter early in life. If you don't put yourself in certain situations, you'll never have to worry about living to regret it. Just saying. Bottom of the hour break. When we come back, I guess they don't have any other choice, because he is, after all, the leader of the free world. But I've got to ask, why in God's name do they still allow Joe Biden to speak in public? Why? Yet another example of the leader of the free world lying to people of all places at the graduation ceremony of the United States Naval Academy. And still, they let him speak. Go figure. Bottom of the hour break. We'll talk about that next when we continue today's edition of the Clarence Bugg Show, only on the Pelican. Stay close.
Got termites? Get Premier Pest. PremierPestServices.com.
At the Team Automotive Group, we're offering you the Team Guarantee on new and used vehicles. Included with every new vehicle is a lifetime limited powertrain warranty. And now, get a 90-day warranty on the purchase of a pre-owned vehicle. Get the Team Guarantee at every location of the Team Automotive Group.
Hi, I'm Katie, Operation Manager here at Old School Barbecue. We're excited about all of the changes here at Old School, and we'd like to invite everyone to come out and enjoy some delicious barbecue at Old School prices. We feature brisket, chicken, ribs, sausage, and the Boss Hog pulled pork sandwich, voted best deal in town. We also have live music Friday and Saturday from 7 to 10 p.m. 10655 Coursey Boulevard. We can't wait to see you.
Hello guys, it's Debbie. It's time. I've got a brand new location. 10510 Airline Highway, Baton Rouge, next to After 5 Tuxedos. We have the perfect spot to get all your wedding and formal wear needs. Come see our one-of-a-kind name brand and get great prices. With 30 years experience, the best customer service anywhere. It's Debbie's Bridal, Airline Highway, Baton Rouge. See you soon.
Hi, I am Dr. Farrell Frugier Jr., and I am a general dentist at Frugier Family Dentistry. I was born and raised in Baton Rouge, Louisiana. I went to Catholic High School, LSU, and LSU School of Dentistry in New Orleans, where I received my DDS degree in 1986. I always have and will continue to be committed to continuing my education, to invest in technology which makes the diagnosis and delivery of dentistry more thorough, more comfortable, and more aesthetically pleasing. In our practice, we are here to serve the patients. We want to improve their quality of life and to develop relationships with our patients. In dentistry, we have a chance to impact lives on a daily basis, not just by doing dentistry, but by getting to know them and being a part of their life. We also believe in giving back to our community. So every year, we give back to the Greater Baton Rouge Food Bank, Toys for Tots, and Mary Bird Perkins Cancer Center. Please stop by and visit our office. We would love to take care of you and your family.
Hi, I'm Hurricane Betsy Barnes.
And I'm Dr. Kay Siller with the Rocket Right Show.
We are two busy blondes on the go showing off life in Louisiana.
Watch us on Pelican Sports Network.
And Talk 107.3 FM. Check local listings for times.
Caught spiders.
Premier Pest Services.
Welcome back to today's edition of the Clarence Bug Show. This segment, for a guy who makes his living with words, I struggled to find, just came to me, the Louisianian in me. I can paraphrase this entire segment with the following. Bless his little old heart, he can't do no better. Sorry, English teachers, I didn't give y'all the heads up. Bless his little old heart, he can't do no better. You know, in South Louisiana, I'm not sure about Sinla and North Louisiana, but in South Louisiana, you can say anything about anybody as long as you either preface it or follow it up with, bless his little old heart. Incompetence knows no bounds. And got to be careful. There's an old adage that I'll paraphrase here that says stuff rolls downhill. Stinky kind of stuff rolls downhill. Meaning, many times it starts at the top and ends up permeating everything all the way to the ground floor. Despite, and I've lost count. Now, I know you have too. If you've been paying attention, you've lost count. The number of times the leader of the free world has engaged in a conversation with reporters, imaginary people on stage, and anybody else who'll listen. He's engaged in conversations that include everything from fantasy to outright lies. Remember, well, I used to drive a truck. Remember Joe Biden telling us that? Riding in a truck does not make you a truck driver, okay? Remember the president, leader of the free world, telling us, well, I was raised in a black church. Joe, really, bro? Really? Well, apparently, after gaffe after gaffe after gaffe, or as the White House press secretary calls it, after misspeaking, somebody apparently thought it would be yet another good idea to let President Biden address the graduates of the United States Naval Academy. If you haven't heard the story, you have probably already surmised where it ends up. Quote, "Before I begin my speech," the president said, "a thought crossed my mind as I was told the class of '72 is here. Here it comes. I was appointed to the Academy, Naval Academy, in 1965 by a senator who I was running against in 1972. Never planned it that way. I wasn't old enough to be sworn in. I was only 29 years old when I was running. He was a fine man, and his name was J. Caleb Boggs. I didn't come to the academy, it gets worse, because I wanted to be a football star, and you had a guy named Staubach and Bellino here. So I went to Delaware. Now, first of all, Mr. President, you graduated from the University of Delaware in 1965. In an effort to pander, as those on the left typically do, to whomever the audience happens to be, President says, well, there were two guys in front of me at quarterback, Roger Staubach, who, by the way, graduated in 65. So if you received an appointment in 65, he would have been gone. Mr. Bellino graduated in 1961. So he would have been gone 4 years when you got your, quote, appointment to the Naval Academy. He continues, but all kidding aside, the best line of the debate was after it was all over, the announcer, the questioner, who was a good guy but supported my opponent, who was a good man as well, I might add, and he said, Senator Boggs, is there anything else you want to say? And he said, yes, just one thing. You know, Joe, if you had accepted my commission to my appointment to the academy, you'd still have 1 year and 3 months active duty, and I'd have no problems right now. Am I the only one that thinks an appointment to the United States Naval Academy is important enough that when you wrote your own autobiography, you left it out? Tell you what else he left out. In the 1960s, Joe Biden, despite being appointed, according to him, to the United States Naval Academy, he received 5, count them, 5 military deferments, and ended up being deemed, quote, unfit for service because of asthma, despite playing football and being a lifeguard. So let me get this straight. Not only did you not get an appointment to the United States Naval Academy, but you received 5 different deferments from military service, and ultimately, despite being a football player and a lifeguard, you were deemed unfit for duty because of asthma. And of course, Karine Jean-Pierre, the new press secretary replacing Jen Psaki, when asked about this obvious lie, said, well, I didn't hear that part of the speech. I had to go back and listen to that. Remember starting this segment, and I mentioned the old adage, stinky stuff rolls downhill, starts at the top, gains momentum, plateaus in the valley. And this, my fellow Americans, is the most powerful man on the planet. Of course, now, after listening to this speech, chocked full of lies, very easily disproved lies, I guess now we know why he is so fond of saying, I'm not supposed to take questions. I get in trouble if I answer questions. Y'all got suckered. 81 million of y'all got suckered. There is no way on God's green earth you can make me believe that the media, the top Democrats, the party itself did not know this man is mentally compromised. They hid it from you. They went out of their way to make absolutely certain that the American public had no idea the guy they're going to put in the freaking Oval Office on any given day, at any given moment, does not know where he is, who he is, or what the hell he's supposed to be doing there. They hid it from you. You can talk to this guy for 5 minutes and realize, whoa, the elevator doesn't go anywhere near the top floor. You mean to tell me I got to walk 30-some floors to get to the top? Why didn't you tell me this? All you got to do is talk to this guy for 15 minutes. And you still go home after work and watch ABC, NBC, my favorite, CBS, CNN LOL, MSLSD, and all the rest of them. Maybe next time when we conservatives give you the truth, maybe then you'll be a little more willing to accept it. Because all you're going to have to do is ask yourself, how did that work out for me last time? But believe it or not, my friends, America's waking up and a reckoning is coming. We're going to talk about that after our final break of today's show. Come back, put that big old pretty bow on this puppy, and wrap up today's edition of the Clarence Bug Show, only on the Pelican. Stay close.
You can't smell it, but you can almost taste it. And whether it's for a family get-together or a game day feast, having Manda in the mix always sounds good. For 3 generations, their quality meats and original seasonings have made Manda a Louisiana legend and made their family sausage Louisiana's family sausage. Manda Fine Meats. The flavor says it all.
Treads & Care Tire Company announces its new location on Hooper Road in Central. Locally owned for 50 years, Treads & Care is known for quality automotive repair with top-notch customer service. Treads & Care offers the convenience of shuttle service and pickup and delivery of your vehicle. You can also enjoy the comfortable customer area, complete with workstations, high-speed internet, and a complimentary coffee bar.
I'd like to invite you to come out and see us at our new location in Central.
Treads & Care, the tires you need and the service you want.
Live and play on the fairway at Greystone Golf and Country Club, a serene, challenging golf destination located in Denham Springs. For tee times and membership opportunities, go to GreystonecountryClub.com.
Tremonti's has meat. Tremonti's has seafood. Tremonti's has much more. Tailgating and home gating platters. Huge wine and liquor selection. Beer and all the spices you need. Chairman Reserve and Wagyu meats. Ribeye rolls, shrimp rolls, kebabs. 20 flavors of sausage for the grill. Daily lunch specials and game processing. On-site catering also available. Good meat ain't cheap and cheap meat ain't good. Visit Tremontes.com.
Sometimes life is wonderful, and sometimes it's not. Cherish the good, but always be prepared for life's challenges. At Private Healthcare, we provide the peace of mind you deserve. With Private Healthcare, you'll get the coverage you want and healthcare you need. If your employer doesn't supply healthcare coverage and you don't qualify for Medicare or Medicaid, you need to give us a call right now. Private Healthcare is private health insurance for ages 65 and under with medical, dental, vision, and even prescription coverage. When life comes at you unexpectedly, you need to be ready. And health insurance is your financial safety net. Health insurance has never been so easy and affordable. If you're looking for health coverage at the best price and your annual household income is $35,000 or more, call the number on the screen now and speak with a live healthcare consultant. Don't wait. Get the coverage you need now.
Welcome back to the final segment of today's edition of the Clarence Bug Show. There's an old adage that says, we might be slow, but eventually we get there. Welcome, the American voting public. It is meteoric, catastrophic, and very, very telling the speed with which it has unfolded. 18, 19, 20 months ago, those on the left were filled with hope, with optimism, many of them outright joy and giddy that Orange Man finally out. How long did that crap last? Not long. There's an old saying in the Black Baptist Church, how long, Lord? Not long. That crap didn't last long at all. Joe Biden's approval numbers, I don't know what drops the fastest. CNN's viewership or Joe Biden's approval numbers. I don't know which one falls faster. Last week, an ABC poll, ABC/Ipsos poll, saw Joe Biden's approval numbers in the high 20s. 70% disapproval rate for Joe Biden. Oh, now you're probably saying to yourself, there's no way. Clarence, there is no way the news could get any worse for Joe Biden. And you'd be wrong. And thanks for playing. Now, Don Pardo, let's tell him what he could have won. You have to be old enough to know Don Pardo, but I digress. That poll, the ABC Ipsos poll, was about what with the CNN poll a few days before that showed Joe Biden's approval in the 20s. But Clarence, you told me it gets worse. Oh, yeah, it gets worse. You know how you can tell when you're really in trouble? The people that you feel you can go to no matter what, and they're going to support you. When they leave you, that tells you pretty much everything you need to know, Captain. When that friend that you can call 3:30 in the morning and say, bruh, I did something really, 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 really stupid, and I need some bail money. Hang on, bruh. Let me grab my pants and my wallet. I'm on the way. When you call him at 3:30 in the morning and say, bruh, I did something else really, 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 really stupid, and I need some bail money, and you hear click, now you in trouble. This new poll shows, and before you say, oh, that's got to be some outlier poll, Quinnipiac's been doing this for a while now. Their latest poll shows Democrats are running from Joe Biden like nobody's business. African American support for Joe Biden is under 50%. You're talking people that eat, sleep, and breathe the Democrat Party. Less than 50% of black folks think Joe Biden's doing a good job. And it still gets worse. My Hispanic brothers, only 24% of Hispanics approve of the job Joe Biden's doing. And speaking of 24%, young people ages 18 to 34, actually it's even less, only 22%. So if you believe in any form or fashion that these numbers from Quinnipiac, ABC, Ipsos, the whole nine, if they are anywhere near accurate, black folks, young folks, Latinos are all saying, oh, hell no, this is not what I wanted. This is not what I voted for. Less than 50% of black voters, 24% of Hispanics, and young people, 18 to 34, only 22% say the man's doing a good job. Huh. Wow. Of course, now, maybe, just maybe, and I'm going to take a wild guess here. Maybe they are abandoning Joe Biden for the same reason they are abandoning the mainstream media. For those of you that are regular viewers like Marty of The View, first of all, you have my sincerest condolences. You have my sincerest condolences. If you are one that seeks validation from individuals that don't have a freaking clue, God bless you. I'll pray for you. I don't want to be your friend, but I can pray for you. That's the wonderful thing about prayer. You don't have to have a conversation with the person you're praying for. You just pray for them. And according to the latest numbers, 81 million of my fellow Americans, y'all need some serious prayer. But I digress. On Wednesdays, The View, Joy Behar, and remember I told you, think about this. How is it in the mainstream media, the women named Joy are the ones that have the least amount of it? Joy Behar has no joy in her soul at all. Joy Reid, another one. The women named Joy have the least amount of it. But again, I digress. They're talking about gun control, right, on The View. And one of her co-hosts gave an example of a man that owns an AR-15, and it doesn't necessarily mean you're crazy. Quote, he's a black man. It's odd. Most AR-15 owners are former military, 35 plus, and married. That's all I'm saying. They're not just crazy people. You know what this woman said, speaking of crazy people? She snapped back, and I quote, "Here's the thing. Once black people get guns in this country, the gun laws will change. Trust me." Since you obviously don't know, Joy, Les, Bear, since you obviously don't know, black folk got guns. You want to know how I know? Because 40% of the freaking baby makers in the black race will be a victim of homicide this year. And you don't think it's from manual strangulation, do you, Joy? Can you believe this idiot? That's all I'm saying. When black people get guns in this country, the gun laws will change. Trust me. Can you believe people actually call this appointment viewing? You didn't stumble across it by accident. Bruh, I didn't know what I was doing. I thought it was a commercial. I looked up and here these crazy women are on my TV. You go there with the expressed intent of watching this crap. Of course now, Joe Biden did tell us, black folk can't get IDs. Joe Biden did tell us black folk have great ideas, but they don't have attorneys and they don't have CPAs. So I guess it stands to reason that since black folks can't get IDs, they can't buy guns, because after all, you got to have an ID to legally purchase a gun. Well, there you go. Now we figured it out. Joyless Reed, Joyless Bear. And it should tell you everything you need to know. This woman made these comments with a straight face. I mean, wasn't that long ago, if you said something that stupid, you would like cover your head and kind of mumble under your breath a little bit. You don't hope nobody understand what I'm saying, how stupid this is, what I'm saying. She said it with a straight face to a nationwide audience. Maybe now you know exactly what they think about you. Time's up, y'all, and I gotta go. But this day, maybe more so than any other in history, I give it to you. You know what? You're right. America, we ain't perfect. But for this old boy's money, it's the best there is. And God knows there's no place else on his green earth that I'd rather be. Speaking of the good Lord, you do realize by now that he loves you, right? And I hope you know that I do too. Best news you're going to hear all day. Ain't a doggone thing you can do about either one. See you soon. God bless. What say, young men?